Cleveland. You're listening to Video Game News Radio with your host, Kevin Baird.
Don Anderson.
Jackal.
And Larry Mack.
Okay, so Brian's not here this week. He didn't feel like doing the show again. We have Jackal on as a emergency replacement.
That's right.
Which worked out pretty good, because I think, was it like 2 weeks ago you asked if you could be on the show?
And then 4 weeks ago, and then 6 weeks ago.
And then I was just like, well, Brian will eventually just call in sick. Which
yeah.
He did on my birthday. Today's my birthday.
Right.
He's not watching the Super Bowl. Although
you severely overestimated his commitment.
Yeah, I did. I did say about every 3 weeks, which was about right, I think. It was about 3 weeks ago he called off. So, Brian doesn't care about any of you. We're lucky we get him on at all. That's just how it is. All right, well, let's just start with our usual drinking game. Basically, the rules are we're going to list off the top 20 titles of the week. And if something we list off is not a game, which happens often on the list, you have to drink. This week I'm drinking Diet Root Beer, generic. So, you know,
Generic.
no caffeine, keeping the caffeine down. Yeah.
I tried not drinking stuff with caffeine in it for a week, and now I'm back on the caffeine. Now I can stay awake. It's unbelievable.
Total withdrawal.
Could stay awake.
Headaches, passing out.
Sometimes I'll get a headache if I don't have any caffeine during the day. I'll get like that funk headache, like you haven't slept right headache.
Yeah.
But
I can sleep for 13 hours, and if I don't have caffeine, I'm still tired.
I can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 20, NBA 2K16, 75,000 VC. So, I think that's like some kind of cash in the game. So it's not a game, so drink.
Drink.
Drinking.
75,000. Larry, what's the drink of choice today?
This week, we are going with something called the Lagunitas Lil Something Something Ale.
Wow.
Ooh.
Where'd you get
Sounds
that?
exotic.
I got this as part of the Winking Lizard beer tour.
I
Oh,
thought
you
you
get to take
finished
the
that.
beer home?
Yeah, you can get one to go when you're leaving.
Really?
And yes, I did finish it, but of course I signed up for the 2016.
Oh,
I've
overachiever.
Well, I guess that would be a thing, but I've never seen people take beer to go. Growlers I've heard of, but I've never seen anyone actually fill a growler and take it home or anything. You don't do the growler, Larry?
I do not do the growler.
You're not big into draft, are you?
Football.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, you
I do
will drink
draft.
draft. All right.
Yeah.
That's hard to say. Sometimes you like the bottle, sometimes you like the draft. Like in there, it's like with the Bud Light. Do you want it in a bottle or do you want it on draft? Usually, I want it in a bottle.
Yeah, I usually get bottles, but I'm not one of those elitists who doesn't drink draft as well.
Number 19, Destiny
Sometimes you want that nice frosty mug.
for the Xbox One. Yeah, if the glass is cold, draft is great. Sometimes though, like I'll get a glass that they just washed or something, so it's like a warm glass.
Nothing
no.
cold in a warm glass.
It's the worst. It's like, ugh. I feel like I'm just drinking out of a used glass. Number 18, Wii Motion Plus adapter.
They all are. You.
Drink.
Or when they wash it with that little quick hit thing where they kind of hit on the like little water hoses and it's like, psst, okay, it's clean now. You're like, I don't really think it is.
Right. They just turn it a couple of times on that
That water is
dirty
3,000
thing.
degrees.
Yeah.
Wipe it with a dirty rag.
No.
3,000 degrees. It just burns off your fingers.
Listen, it's not a dirty rag if you unfold it and then reverse fold it because the inside
Yeah,
is.
the inside's totally clean.
It's like that. It's like that scene in The Simpsons where
That's funny.
the bartender wipes up all the spilled beer and then squeezes it into a bottle labeled house wine.
Honest.
Yeah.
That's what you're drinking right there.
As long as they cross it off the list for my beer tour, I don't mind.
Mm. It's exotic.
Because there was some fucking rubbish on that list last year, and I'm sure there is this year.
People are complaining about the video not working.
Welcome to VGN, everyone.
What do you expect?
Could try it on YouTube, if you want to get the video. I don't know. Twitch is weird, man. Sometimes Twitch works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't do anything different.
We don't guarantee anything around here, folks.
Yeah, it's still saying that it's encoding frames, so I don't know why it would be frozen. I'll try stopping and restarting it when people are talking with their daily update. All right, let's keep going. Number 70, 3-month PlayStation Plus membership. That's a drink.
Yeah, that's a drink right there.
Better
Drinking.
drink.
Jackal, are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I am drinking. I am drinking
Caffeine.
Bang Energy Drink by
Wow.
VPX. It is a patented creatine glutamine peptide CoQ10 formula.
Big
Yeah.
poop. Big poop coming on after that.
No. This is good. Really good. You know what? I'm literally the only person who buys it. They look at me funny when I go to the gas station.
Don't you know what's in that?
Yeah.
It's people.
I used to have to order it from Florida, but now I can get it around the corner.
Ordered it? Really?
I used to have to. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's-
It's that good.
Man.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hell yeah.
extreme for a beverage.
It's good shit. It's got way more caffeine than the normal, energy drink that you can get. So.
Number 16, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition
That's a drink.
for the PlayStation
Because
4. Because I
It's
fucked
a game,
it up.
but he fucked it up. Yeah.
There's plenty of drink to go. Number 15, CTA Digital PS Vita Travel EVA Protector Case.
That's a drink.
That's a
Yep.
drink. I'm amazed they're even selling that many, considering only 6 people bought the Vita.
I know, right? They don't even make games for the Vita anymore.
Right. Or at least Sony does.
But
Sony
don't-
lets other people make games, but they're like, we're not making games.
Yeah, we're
Don't
not
say
like
that on Facebook, though. Don't say that the Vita is no longer supported on Facebook because you will get about 6,000 people jumping on your ass.
It's just
What
like,
are you talking about?
yeah. Sony's just like, we forgot.
Are they
even
Sony
did that.
employees? Because there ain't 6,000 users out there.
Number 14, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection for the PlayStation 4. Number 13, the Xbox $20 gift card. That's a drink. Don, are you drinking anything?
Soda pop and the flavor of cola.
Oh, so your current living arrangements do not include a disruption in your beverage of choice. No iron brew or anything going on?
No. If there was Iron Brew here, that'd be something different. But no. Pretty much just yeah.
Number 12, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Awakening for the PlayStation 4. I guess that's a game? I don't know what that is.
Sounds like I think it's a DLC.
Is it a DLC? That's an
Yeah.
optional drink. I'll just leave that up for option. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just not clear on what that is. Number 11, NBA 2K16 for the PlayStation 4. Number 10, the Xbox $100 gift card. That's a drink. And if you get that as a gift, that person likes you. They went for the full $100.
I don't think anybody was buying that over Christmas, so I don't know
Yeah,
why it's popular now.
It's for Valentine's Day. Nothing says
Yeah.
love more than handing them a $100 Xbox gift card.
Mhm.
Sure.
But if you don't like them that much, we have number 9 this week, the $10 Xbox gift card, which is also a drink.
Drink. Just drink it. Trying to burp.
Number 8, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection for the PlayStation 4.
How handsome.
Number 7, Star Wars Battlefront for the PlayStation 4. Number 6, the $100 PlayStation Store gift card.
Damn.
Big money this week. People got their tax return checks, and they immediately went on Amazon and started buying $100 gift cards. That's the only thing that makes any sense.
I'm gonna get money from the government so I can buy fake money. for my fake video games.
Right. Because they don't have credit cards.
That's
but
right.
somehow they can get Amazon money. I don't know. It is weird. Like you can buy it on Amazon, but you can't buy it on the PlayStation Store directly. Or people are just actually giving them as gifts, but that's a pretty big gift.
It's a weird time of year. Yeah.
Number 5, Need for Speed for the PlayStation 4, which I think is free now on Origins or something. Or no, like an old one is.
Yeah, the most wanted, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, Life is Strange. The complete season for Windows is number 4, and it's only $12. It's good to know when I paid for it, it was like $20, and now I haven't finished it yet, and it's $12.
I might get it when it's $2 on Humble Bundle.
You know, I played Her Story, which is like a $7 game or something all the time on Steam, and that game took me less than 10 minutes to beat.
Oh my god.
I mean, I was like, really? That's all there is to this game? It was just like watching this woman talk about this crime case, and you just looked for keywords that she'd mention. So you'd search on the keywords, and then I just searched on the right keyword, I guess, and saw the last frame, and then I got piano music, and it was like the end of the game.
No, Kevin. It's because you're so smart.
No,
it's because you have a really high spatial reasoning skill.
I then went on, because I wasn't sure it was the end, and I read through the Steam reviews, which, you know, there were all these glowing ones, and then you had, like, real people who played the game actually reviewing it, giving it a thumbs down, because there's really no game there. Might have been a good, like, you know, CSI episode if I watched that show, which I don't. But it didn't make much for a game. Number 3, Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360.
Classic.
That's because it's supported
on Xbox,
sort of on Xbox One.
No, they released it for it, yeah.
Number 2, Halo Reach, $7.12 for the Xbox 360. And number 1, up 1,322% this week, is One Piece Unlimited World Red for the PlayStation Vita.
It's one of them anime games.
$5.
Yeah. Holy shit! What? No amiibos? No Skylanders?
No amiibos this week. People weren't interested in using their tax return to buy plastic crap.
They were like, "This is my tax return."
That's incredible. I don't think that's happened in a long time.
It's not happened in a long time. Like Ark Survival Evolved. We talked about that. All right. Let's see. Don, tell us about your week this week.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for this.
Did you do anything Did you work? Did you have any work?
Yeah, I worked. Did I? Oh no. Yeah, I worked. Nothing major. I'm totally watching this game. I'm totally watching the football game. So,
could have reset the Twitch.
Oh, we went to the Cavs game last night. Does that mean anything?
I guess. Did they win?
Yeah, they won. I sound real happy about that. They won. I always get depressed going down there because like humanity is like stupid, and it just ruins everything, you know. Because you're just like you're driving around. It's just like all I want to do is park. If everybody could just be cool and park, we could park. And then nobody does. They always park in like 3 spots, and you can't do anything about it except for spit on their car. And that's just not what I should be doing.
You're looking for that button that you can push that will just kill everybody with a nuclear bomb.
Just the ones I point out.
Yeah.
Just like you just point at somebody and they could just like burst into flames.
Yeah.
Like cool. But then the cops would come after me. It'd be a real shame. That was a nice catch. But yeah, whatever. The Cavs won and we went there and we really didn't do too much this weekend. There was no father-daughter dancer. Nothing like that. Yeah, wow.
So you did nothing all week.
I ended up working Friday night and went to the Cavs game Saturday. I mean, I worked all week at Cheesecake, which seems to be my primary source of income at the time, as of now. So I'm picking up shifts left and right. I actually worked the first Friday night in a long time this past Friday. But whatever. Yeah. That's what I'm doing, man. Tumble and Tumbleweed live, 11 o'clock Tuesday nights. There you
Well,
go.
All right. Larry,
something.
how was your week? More interesting than Darn's?
No, I really don't know
Pain
how.
and suffering.
Yeah, I really don't know how many
They
more of
don't
these weeks
make-
I have in me. I can't take a whole lot more.
Larry, I have a chainsaw downstairs. If you want, I can just cut your arm off. I mean, I think that might help a little bit. Just a little bit.
Like the arm thing is almost better. Like my finger, I've sort of come to peace with the fact that my finger is never going to work properly ever again for as long as I live. It's just ruined. I had physical therapy for the arm thing. The arm thing, it's like significantly better than it was. I can sleep and stuff, and I'm not constantly popping pills and just going out of my mind from the pain. They've done pretty much everything that anybody has ever invented at this point to me. I've done the massage therapy. They did the ultrasound. They did dry needling, which they assure me is different than acupuncture. I got that crazy magic kinesio tape. I've had deep tissue work, and it's totally significantly better. I'm not even complaining about the arm. I just hate my fucking life and want it to stop. See, what else did I do this week? I worked. I sat on my ass and got fat. And despite sitting on my ass getting fat, I somehow lost weight again this week. So I'm sure I have cancer because every week I'm losing weight somehow without doing anything. So it's got to be because there's some fucking radioactive space fucking tapeworm devouring me from the inside. And at this point, I can totally live with that. Let's see what else. That was pretty much my week. Oh, of course, the big news. Damn, I almost forgot the biggest news out there. I completed episode 96 of Candy Crush Saga.
Oh my god.
I'm currently on level 1,434. And today, because I was killing time during the day, I watched another great movie. If anybody out there, if you're looking for a good monster movie, a good old-fashioned type space alien monster from the bottom of the sea type movie, The Thing Below is not it. Holy balls, was the CGI in this thing bad? Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even saying this for effect. I am literally pretty sure that I could have done better effects for a movie, and all I have on my computer is like paint. I'm sure somewhere on YouTube you can find some sort of glimpse of the CGI in this movie because it is just shockingly bad. So
That's a shame.
yeah,
I'd rather watch bad practical effects than bad CGI.
and it's a darn shame because really the awful CGI effects really did detract from some horrible acting and a ridiculous plot that made no sense.
Yeah.
Like you'll be riveted to the completely nonsensical dialogue, and then all of a sudden you'll see some really bad tentacle that has no sort of sense of,
I can't believe Larry's complaining about watching a bad movie.
See,
I know. This is crazy.
See, but when you see Mansquito or something, you go in expecting something. But like if it's bad just because it's cheap and shitty, that's not really a bad movie.
You were expecting a different kind of bad.
Yeah,
right?
it's one thing to go in and see Sharknado because you know it's going to be fucking Sharknado.
Right.
But it's another thing to go see a shitty Jaws movie. So
Right.
so it's like the difference between Sharknado 3 and Jaws 3.
It's like being a connoisseur of like really exotic beers or cheeses, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to, expand your palate, and it's going to be a shock at first, but you don't know at first whether it's just bad or if it's just exotic.
Yeah, Sharknado 3, ridiculously bad film that I had a blast watching and got completely drunk because we were doing we turned it into a drinking game. Jaws 3, offensively bad movie, although by any objective standard, it's a far better film.
So, okay, so I get what you're saying there. So you went into, what is it called again? The Thing Below?
The Thing Below. I was expecting kind of cheap, generic monster movie, but not this. I wasn't expecting this. We're talking special effects that were done with a fucking Etch-a-Sketch.
No,
That's laid over.
No, I get that. I get that. Yeah.
Real quick, I'm guessing the Twitch is just down for the count, right?
It's just not working right.
Yeah.
I mean, I just reset it again. It's coming back up. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/video game news radio.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they can't hear us on Twitch, they're not going to be able to.
What? They can hear us
that.
on YouTube.
I'm saying they're not going to hear you say go to YouTube.
Oh, well, I thought
Yeah.
you were talking to somebody. You could type it in the chat.
I was talking to you.
They can hear us somewhere.
Yeah.
They can't hear us.
Yeah.
You can, here, I'll type it in. If you can't hear us,
Yeah.
you can go to http://youtube.com/video game news.
Is Twitch the problem? Because my Google Hangout says it's off the air.
Yeah, well, we don't turn on the Google Hangouts anymore. We haven't done that for a while.
Well, then never mind. I don't pay attention. I'm a big dumb animal.
Twitch has never really worked all that well for this show, I don't think, but it works a lot better for other broadcasters who have more audience, have more subscribers, I guess. So I think Twitch just prioritizes or something.
It might be doing that. Maybe
Yeah.
because the Super Bowl's on, people are streaming it or something, and that's crashing their service.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing anything weird. It's the same thing I do all the time. It's just choosing not to encode the frames for some reason.
Yeah.
But the YouTube encoding, that just works fine. No drop frames, no issues. So I don't know. It's any given Sunday. Just like sports. So Jackal, tell us what's been up with you.
Well, I'm kind of living like Donnie now, except instead of wiping my father's ass, I have to drive fire trucks in exchange for free rent, electricity cable, and all that good stuff. So I'm a full-time volunteer firefighter. I live at a fire station. I have my own apartment and living room and everything. It's not like I'm bunking it in some shitty, bunk room or anything like that. It's actually pretty nice. I moved in here a couple months ago. It's pretty exciting. I like it a lot. And I finished my EMT training, got my national registry. Thank you. Got my state license the other day, so I get a little bit of money back from my department for doing that. I don't really have a full-time job or anything right now. I'm just working, doing some landscaping work just for 10 to 20 hours a week. So I'm like, this is great. I'm doing the stuff I was, doing when I was 18. Only it sucks now because I'm older. But hopefully I can get hired by an ambulance company or a hospital or something. Although the local ambulance company that I wanted to work for turned me down because I don't have enough experience. So
Boo.
I'll just have to make a commute up to Springfield or Ozark or something like that. Which is not a big deal. But when you have basically almost no living expenses, it's really nice. Are we going to be talking about what we played, or do you want me to
talk about whatever you like?
Okay, all right. Well, I recently played through the Mass Effect series again, only this time on PC. I played it on the Xbox 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When it came out, and I loved it until the very end. Everybody. Well, I'm sure Kevin remembers the controversial ending, although I'm sure he probably didn't even play the game.
No, I did.
Yeah.
But you know what? I may have seen the ending after they corrected it or whatever.
Well, they didn't really correct it, though. I mean, it was still kind of they just added to it, and it was still kind of a shitty ending because of the way they did it. And so, but I found a mod online that basically saves your character and just destroys the Reapers and that's it. It's badly voice acted because it's a fan made mod, but it's still better than the original ending. And I'm like, this is good. Now I don't hate the series anymore. Leave it to the PC master race to fix that shit. And I just started playing XCOM 2 today, and I'm loving the hell out of it. It's great.
I heard it's good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've only played like a few missions, but already I know that my favorite class is the Ranger, which is basically a character with a shotgun and a sword. And I love my Ranger has like no shotgun kills. All of her kills are with her sword, because she can just run up on enemies and like slice them in half and shit, and it's fucking great. I love the game. Well worth the money. Although I got it on Kinguin for $35 instead of the full retail $60. So yeah, I'm trying to get out of pirating and actually playing my games legit. And although I had to go over to my brother's house the other day and change all of his Steam passwords because he's failing all of his classes, and so it sucks having a single parent mother, because then she's like, "Can you do this and be the dad and ground him?" And I'm like, this isn't my fucking job. I hate doing this shit, because he hates me now doing all this stuff, but I'm the only one who knows how to do it. So
You're the grown up.
yeah, I'm the adult. I have to be the old man now. So kind of sucks. But anyway, that's Jackal's past year in a nutshell. Just putting out fires and trying to save lives and playing
seeing
PC
dead
games.
bodies.
Oh yeah, I fucking forgot. Yeah, so like 2 weeks ago, we got a call for a J4, which is basically a dead person. And when that happens, they don't send an ambulance; they just send the coroner. And they said, well, we need a lift assist, so we're gonna call any volunteer firefighters in the area, and you got to go and help move this body. And this guy must have been dead for about 6 days. And this guy was about 70 years old, was wearing nothing but his
6
winter
days.
coat. Yeah, oh yeah. He was absolutely naked except for a winter coat, just slumped over in his kitchen. He had like bottles and bottles of rot gut vodka and orange juice on his coffee table.
Great.
He had the most memorable part about it is that he had all this artwork that you wouldn't expect to find in an old man's house. Like he had like a printed lithograph of an up close shot of Wonder Woman's face eating a banana, and I was like, I really want to take a picture of this, but there's cops around, and I think I could probably get in trouble for that. So I'm just gonna not do that. But so we had to put this guy in a body bag and carry him out, and yeah, that was pretty interesting. Turns out when you move a dead body that's been dead for a while, all sorts of fluids kind of spill out of everything all over the floor. So I was like, man, I don't really, I don't think this is going to be pleasant, but I'm sure as hell not going to miss out on moving a dead body because, I gotta be able to say I've done it. So,
well, how'd you take that? Did it freak you out at all? I mean, were you like,
oh,
did you have
I'm already
nightmares about it or anything?
I'm already dead inside, so it doesn't bother me.
Just nothing.
Who cares?
Just didn't matter.
It's just a thing, It's not a person anymore. Once they're,
what about
dead.
did it stink really bad? Because
Oh,
on
my
TV
God,
they
yes.
always make it look like the body smells like fucking
Oh yes,
a
that's
hot
probably,
dumpster or something.
Oh yeah, that's probably the worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. The other guy, he's actually in the other room watching the Super Bowl. He was our rookie, and he went as well. He almost upchucked about 4 times. So that was yeah, that's probably the worst smelling thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Really?
So-
Okay. Do you get like nose plugs or anything? You don't get to put like some kind of.
Normally in that kind of situation, we actually go in with air packs and masks and stuff, but they didn't page our engine. They just paged, they paged our brush truck, which doesn't make any sense. But we don't have any air packs on our brush truck. So normally we would have taken the engine and gone in with air packs, but we just didn't do it. We just toughed it out. So.
When I'm in like the fire department, that like radio's going off and they're like saying everything. How do you know it's like for you? Do they say like your truck, or do they say like
Well, for our district, every station, we have 10 stations. and every station has a two-tone musical tone that goes off, and we all have pagers, and when they're in pager mode, they're off, but they are listening in on the station, and when they hear the two-tone musical tone for your station, then they turn on and they go beep 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 beep, and then the dispatcher comes on, and then they say, engine 52, engine 62, ladder 54, and so the first digit in those numbers is the station. So 5 is station 5, that's my station. 6 is station 6, and so on. And then the second digit denotes what kind of apparatus or what kind of truck it is. So like a 9 is a brush truck, 2 is an engine, 4 is a ladder truck. So that's how we know.
How do they know which truck to send? Like if somebody's like got a small fire, they send a ladder truck. How do they know who makes that decision?
It depends on the area where the fire is, and also it depends on what kind of fire it is. Like if it's a commercial structure fire, they will almost always page the ladder truck because they don't know if they're going to need it, so they just page it. And my station actually has the biggest truck in the district. We have the ladder truck. It's like $1 million truck, and I'm actually expected to learn how to drive it.
Does it have that back where you drive the rear of the truck?
No, it's not that big, but it is really big.
Do they still make those? I don't even know.
Oh yeah,
like a 70s thing or something.
No, they still have those for bigger cities. We don't really need a truck that tall where I live, but yes, they do absolutely still make trucks that big. Our ladder only goes up 100 feet, but when they need to make ladder trucks that go up like 200 feet or higher, then yes, they have trucks where you have to drive them from the rear.
Them driving in the back, that would be kind of crazy. Because you could completely cause havoc if you
Yeah, if you don't know what
out
you're
to
doing.
the left, trucks all driving sideways.
Those trucks can drive sideways. I've seen videos of them driving sideways. They can change lanes like instantaneously. It's crazy. So, but luckily, no, we don't have a truck like that. But going back to your question, how do they know what to page? I couldn't say exactly. I think they overestimate because it's a volunteer fire department, so not everybody is available. So they may page 3 trucks, but only 2 may roll, or only 1 may roll. So they'll page like more than they need almost every time, because some guys are at work or they're just not available. So
right.
Okay,
all right. It's my birthday today. I got some pants. Not that exciting. For radio,
hey man,
anyway.
Free pants.
Yeah.
I mean,
when I play Diablo with Karate Dog, he always finds magic pants, and he's always very happy about the magic. He's like, I got some magic pants. I don't know. Everybody has magic pants in that game. I don't know why it's such a big deal for it, but it's funny. Yeah, that's basically it. Playing Elite Dangerous still. Bought the expansion where I can land on planets. That's about as exciting as eating a brown donut. It's really, not a big deal.
so when you bought that game, did you get 2 separate codes, or was it 1 code?
So it's just 1 code because I just bought the game itself first,
Right.
and then this week they had the expansion half off. So I just said, well, it's half off. I'll just get it.
Is it still half off?
Yeah, I think so for the moment.
Hmm.
But yeah, well, see, now they've changed it. Like it used to be like you'd have to buy the base game and then you could buy the expansion, but now they've changed it where it's
You can buy it separately.
you can still buy it separately, but they've made it so if you buy the main game, it comes with Horizons.
Okay.
Something like that. They because it was listed on Steam as like 2 separate games. It wasn't listed
Okay.
as an expansion, and it's really,
Can you guys hear
Horizons is
Kevin
its own
okay?
thing.
Or is he?
No, he sounds awful.
Yeah, you
Do-
sound
do
fucked
I?
up, Kevin. Yeah.
It's a little gargled. I just thought you got a bubble in your throat.
No,
Well,
that's a
maybe my
connection issue.
computer's fucked up.
It's got to be your computer.
Yeah, it's possible.
stop downloading porn,
I don't
or blame Brian somehow. It's obviously Brian's fault.
I don't know why. Thankfully, it's recording my voice on Tascam, so
Yeah.
I don't get fucked up. You guys all sound good, so just pretend, and
Okay.
it'll all be okay in the end. I don't know. There's nothing
so
I
you
can
can-
do.
So you can buy the base game for $15. The deluxe edition is $60, which includes the Horizons, and
Right.
then if the season pass, God knows what that means. And then you can buy this. Okay.
They
Yeah.
put up a post about all the things that they're going to add to the season pass. It's a lot of.
Flim flam.
No, I mean it's interesting stuff, but it's not that interesting. Like it's for like multi-crew, like that's like a thing. Like it would be like if I had all you guys come over and then we all like man a station and fly a ship together.
Yeah.
That's
Can you own multiple ships?
yes, but
Okay.
they're parked at one star base.
Right.
So you have to go back to that base if you want the other ship.
I think eventually when you get tired of space trucking and all that stuff, you should try buying a ship that's more for like hunting or something like that. Try to get bounties because I hear that that's a way easier way to make money.
Well,
Let's go.
I
Steve.
was doing
Fucking
some combat. I got a ship now that does combat.
Okay.
But I mean, it's kind of like playing a first-person shooter where
Right.
the enemy is always standing behind you.
Right. You were
And
talking
if
about
you-
that.
And the thing about Elite Dangerous is that turning is incredibly slow on purpose. So you don't, even though you're in space and you think you could just hit some retro rocket and spin around really quick, you cannot. It literally takes like a minute or 2 minutes to turn completely around. So meanwhile, that guy is turboing and flying around. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to use the yaw. So you're supposed to, like, instead of turn, you're supposed to rotate your ship sideways and then thrust
And
up.
then- right.
So you can get him that way. But that's only a little bit faster. Like, at the end of the day, that guy is just flying around. So it's like, you can still kill him, but it's just really annoying. It's just annoying because
you
there's
need
a
to-
guy
you need to kill your speed.
constantly behind you.
You need to kill your speed. You need to throttle down and turn.
Why can't I have those guns like they had on the Millennium Falcon? You know what I mean? Like I
Because
could
it'd
just
be broken.
shoot things 360 degrees or whatever around me. Like it's the future, man. And I got guns that only shoot straight. Why am I even flying a ship in the future? The computer should be doing it. It's fucking stupid. I don't know. There's I don't even recommend this game. I play it, but I don't think anybody else should because everything in it is designed to be annoying. Every single thing. There's no real game. There's no mission for you to do. You just start off and there's a bulletin board. Half the missions you can't do because you're not of rank. And they'll just say something like, take this to this station, or kill this guy, or find me some of these rocks, or find me some of this, like, material, and I'll give you, like, 20,000 credits. And then, so, like, you choose one of those. Like, let's say you're going to deliver some atmospheric processors to, like, Cygnus or something. So, you take it, and then you got to fly there, right? So you got to, you basically, first you got to get out of the starbase, which isn't that difficult, but it takes a little bit. Then you got to point your ship at a dot on the screen that says, like, you know, SETI 5 or something. And then you got to,
Alpha 5.
yeah, then you got to, like, go maximum speed. Then you hit the trans warp light speed, whatever, right? But that only takes you to the next star system. So you get to the next star system, and then they're pointing your ship directly at the sun. Every time. Every single time you appear in a star system and you're aiming at the sun. So if you don't grab your stick immediately and steer out of the way, you're
So you got to be playing the game with sunglasses on.
well, so you
Basically.
turn, right? And then you aim at another dot. And then, usually some pirate or some other asshole that wants to like tell you not to do the mission will send you a simple message. One will say like, "Oh, I've been waiting for you, all that tasty cargo." It's like the same 5 things they all say. And or the other guy will be like, "I got something that I need to tell you. Follow me." No, I'm not following that fucking guy because it's stupid. You follow that guy, I'll just tell you, you follow that guy, right? He flies somewhere. You gotta fucking. It takes you like 7 minutes or something to get to where that guy is because you have to like fly towards it at very fast speed, and then slowly slow down. So it's playing this music, and it's like, and you're just going until you get down to where you're slow enough that you can drop out of warp. And then you get there, and his ship is there, right? And then he sends you a message that he could have sent you earlier when you were flying around. But he sends it to you there. And then all it says is, I want you to take the atmospheric processors to, like, you know, barium 4 or some bullshit. And you can either agree to it or not agree to it. It doesn't matter. And then you got to, like, warp up again and head towards that dot. Or, okay, if it's a pirate, what happens is you're in warp speed. So you're going, and then the pirate, no matter how fucking fast you're going, man, you can be going like, you know, faster than the speed of light. And this guy will catch you every time, and there's this interdiction mode. And all it is it's like this reticle sphere on the screen that's moving around from left to right and up and down and stuff, and you've got to just like move your ship towards it and stay on it. And if you don't, then you get dropped out of warp, and you got to fight that guy or run away. And that happens every journey that you're going on, every time. So if you go from like 1 star base to like Cygnus, you might have to like stop at like 7 or 8 star systems and get faced with that same set of circumstances every fucking time. And then, just for fun, they put, you know, there's binary star systems, which is 2 stars in the game, right? And there's going to be star bases at, like, both. And some of the star bases are over 90 minutes away. 90 real minutes away. So you, like, point your ship at a dot, you thrust up all the way, and then you just sit there. And it's just like playing music and shit. You can go like watch a movie downtown or something and come back, and you'd be almost to the starbase on some of these things. It's absolutely.
So this is a great game for the bedridden.
It's terrible in every possible way. The combat's terrible,
but you're still playing it.
Because.
Oh yeah.
I believe it'll get better.
No.
Because the guys working on it don't do anything else. Their whole like revenue stream is to get people to play it. They don't work on anything else. So I'm hopeful that it'll get better. So I'm just collecting money. I'm just Space Trucker because every other aspect of the game sucks. Mining sucks. Like, you can mine stuff. You can sit there and shoot a laser beam at a rock, right? And then you have these little droids, and they fly out and they grab the chunk of rock that you need, right? And they bring it back to your ship, and you have a refinery on your ship. Okay. And it has a certain number of bays. So you have, like, say, 5 bays. And each bay holds a different kind of material that the rock has, okay? But when you reach a 6th piece of material, like a different kind, like you might have gold, silver, osmium, platinum, I don't know, sand, and then it finds uranium. And it can't put uranium in one of these things, right? So you would think that the fucking robot, it's the future, man. You could just tell it, if you find fucking uranium, throw it out. Just throw it the fuck out. But no, everything stops. It says your thing cannot be processed. And so now you, while you're flying this ship away from the asshole pirate, have to switch over, look at a bay, and then eject what's ever in it, right? in order to get rid of whatever was there so that he can now stick the uranium there. And then the dumb fucking robot sees that thing you just dropped, and he grabs it, and he brings it back to the fucking ship. It's unbelievable. The game is just like that constantly. It's just designed to fuck with you.
Kevin, I hear you, and it sounds like you're miserable playing this game. I got your Steam profile up here. Guys, how many hours do you think Kevin has in this game? Just take a don't say anything. Don't say anything, Kevin. Don, how many hours?
Oh, I have no idea. 10.
Just take a guess.
10.
243.
Right.
He's got 243 hours in this game, and
but you gotta understand, a lot of that is just me walking away, because
just leaving it open.
Because you have to point your ship at something, and then it's gonna take you like 20 minutes. I go full laundry and shit. I mean, there's just like nothing else to do.
So you're getting a lot of shit done around the house playing this game.
I mean, essentially, yes. Yeah. I mean, it's not good. It's not. I don't know. And so they add planets, which are just star bases on the bottom of the planet. But it's like even more like convoluted, because you got to like get to the planet, and then you get out of warp, and then you go into planetary drive, and then you go into glide mode, and then you glide towards the thing, and then it switches to another fucking mode. And then I said, okay, go to auto dock, because I have an auto dock computer, and all it does is it just like lands me flat on the ground. It goes blam, and then drags my ship across the ground. And I'm just like, this is awful.
Yeah.
I had 3 people watching me play it last night too. I'm like, I don't even know what these people are watching for, because it's just a dot on the screen. And
I've heard so many people say, "Oh, it's a great game. You can be alone with your thoughts," and I just imagine my thoughts would be like, "Oh my god, I could just hang myself right now, and it would be the same experience."
You can play another game while you're playing this game.
Yeah, I
There's
bought
plenty of time.
I bought a stick and a throttle just so I could play this game. I haven't even bought it though, because everybody says,
I wouldn't buy it.
It's miserable.
It's just not good. It's not good unless you believe all of that weird hype about,
I think I might, once they
Black
finally
holes.
release it, I might play Star Citizen, maybe. But the fact that they are, they keep adding stretch goals. They have a stretch goal now for pets. You can have a pet on your spaceship or whatever for another $1 million. That game is never coming out.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think it's. I mean, it's coming out in pieces, but I don't think it's ever going to be what they're saying it's going to be.
Yeah.
They're just trying to fend off a lawsuit. They're going to take all the money and then deliver something haphazardly. But that's everybody's fault. Believing all the hype, and it's like history has shown us that you should wait for the finished product.
The people who are into that game, they're almost as bad as the people defending the Vita. You say anything bad about that, and they're just, woo,
Star Citizen.
jump on you.
It's like Battle Cruiser. Just play one of those Battle Cruiser
All right.
games.
Do we have any news for this week?
We have a lot of emails, so we're going to skip the news this week.
Okay.
I had to go off on Elite Dangerous. I spent plenty of hours playing it, so I had the right.
It's fine, man.
I gotta admit, I do like some of the the canned dialogue you get. You're talking about how you show up and there's that guy who says one of 5 predetermined lines.
Right.
Because I was doing some runs in Lord of the Rings, and in certain instances, that the bad guys are going to say certain things, and it's great because I was going through this one fight, and the leader of the undead starts yelling, there are too many of them. Watch our flanks or something like that, and I was soloing that one, so it was just me. It's like, we can't hold them back. There's too many of him.
Yeah, you were just too fast for them, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's there.
Aridios writes in to Kevin at videogamenews.com, and he says, "Are you willing to play weird Japanese rags for?" I think he means Patreon money.
What does that mean? Like visual novels or
I think he means Japanese games.
Yeah, the only Japanese games that I can think of that would be worth playing for Patreon money would be the visual novels. Those erotic visual novels that they sell on Steam.
I mean,
That's
I'd play
my-
it. but
like How to Fool Boyfriend, or those where you play the
yeah,
pigeon,
Yeah.
where you're dating pigeons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody actually asked us to play that at one point. I think it's now available that I could play it, but
I mean, you could play other games where you're just trying to date two girls that are on a swim team or whatever, and or you got two different angels or what. They're all the same. It's just girls with their tits hanging out, and
Right.
they're all equally bad. But probably fun to watch somebody else play.
this is from the other Ian to me at videogamenews.com. It says, "Happy birthday, Kevin." Thanks. So I realized I first started listening to VGN when I was 19, and I'm now 31.
Oh my God!
Listening to this show has been the
Do you feel old yet, Kevin?
consistent thing I've done for the last 12 years.
That's not even true. We haven't been on for 12 years.
It's getting up
yeah,
there.
we have.
It's getting up there.
Quite a while.
I mean, if he just turned 19,
No,
or
we've been,
when
we've
he
been on
started
since
listening,
2004,
04.
yeah,
and it's 2016, so
Yeah,
almost.
pretty cool. 12 years. You started in September of 2004.
July.
Okay, but the first earliest show that I have is in September, so
yeah,
there
that's
must be
possible. The
missing,
early ones were just shoutcast only, and not all of them were
Right.
done.
right.
Listening to this show has been the only consistent thing I've done for the last 12 years. Anyway, my question is, if you could go back
Same here.
and relive any year of your life, what age would it be? Personally, I would be 26 again. It was just a great time of where I was still young, but not too young to know anything. Cheers, Andy. Well, I don't know. You guys got an opinion on that?
The adversary years, I guess.
Yeah, that was your favorite.
I guess, right? Being a rock star. Being the rock star that I was. Woo.
Do we get to relive it the same way, or do we get to change?
I
Yeah,
get
do I
to
get to go back knowing what I know now?
Yeah, life would be a lot different. Yeah, but then you would have to warp back into the future since you're only going back for 1 year. So.
Well, no, you warp forward, and then you just live with the changes of how things are
Yeah,
different.
but then you won't know like what you did wrong. Like you'll be like, wait a minute, why? I
It
thought I had
can't
all
be
this
much
money.
worse.
What happened? Why am I in jail now? You know,
Right.
it's like a Twilight Zone episode. See, that's weird because I hated being broke. And I mean, most of my life I was just broke, like constantly broke. Like most people don't even understand broke. Like you just,
Right.
you know, when you're putting an empty envelope in the ATM machine to lie that you have money, so you can get enough money out, so you can have gas, so you
Right.
can get to work, kind of broke.
You're stealing sternos from the restaurant that you're working at to
Yeah.
heat your house.
Right. Yes. Exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to go back to any of that, to be honest with you. I mean, I had some
Ugh.
great times, but no fucking way. You know, not me. Larry, do you have a year you'd like to go back?
I'd go back to when I was 20.
Yeah, that was a good year for you?
1837.
Not particularly, but there's one thing I would change then, and I would have the most perfect life right now.
Oh, you wouldn't get married. Is what you're
Well,
saying.
no, that would be like 24, I guess.
I don't know.
Since we don't really know Larry's age, he could have
Yeah.
been 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to go into the future to when I will be 20.
Right.
He wants to go to the future where he's 21 and he can legally drink, so he doesn't have to dodge the cops when he's doing his beer tour.
I still have to dodge the cops.
Well, yeah, but they're looking for you for different reasons.
Yeah.
He just wants to go where everybody knows his name.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's the Amber Lounge.
Your name.
Mark writes into Larry is complaining again at videogamenews.com.
I do it for you people.
I mean, do you listen to the show? I mean,
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's our thing.
I'm providing a service.
At least,
we have a formula here. It works.
at least he knows who Larry is, because half the
Yeah.
time we'll get people that write in that think that, you know, Larry is
Don
Brian.
is- Yeah, or Brian is Don.
Yeah.
Next time
They both
Larry's
have deep
driving his
voices.
truck to the Cheesecake Factory. What?
Hi, Don and crew. Been loving the last few months of shows, but pisses me off Kevin uploads them 3 at a time to iTunes. I will say that now that I have this new system, I'm going to try and upload them immediately after every show. That is dependent on if this show is loud enough on the recorder. I got the thing maxed out at this point, so...
Oh, hey, now you don't sound like shit anymore.
Apparently,
Finally.
maybe. We'll see. Might be really quiet. I have 2 questions. 1, what is the last local multiplayer video game you guys have played? And 2, can the hosts please make predictions on what medical ailments or personal tragedies Larry Mack will be lamenting on the next show?
Prostate
Thanks,
cancer.
and keep up the great work, K-Matt. P.S. Kevin, have you built a Kodi player yet? The Raspberry Pi 2 makes a great box for a Kodi player.
No, it doesn't.
I have a Kodi player, but I don't watch a lot of Kodi. But it's cool.
Why would you use an underpowered piece of shit like a Raspberry Pi? Just
I don't know.
get a Chrome box. or
Raspberry Pi 2. I have one of those mini HP PCs. It works fine. Because I have that HD home run, and it requires Kodi to make the thing work. So that's why I
Yeah.
have it. Larry, medical ailments. I mean, he's probably going to have a cold here or the flu any day now, because I'm sure Larry Mack doesn't get the flu shot.
No.
He's gonna get that chikunga virus that
Yeah.
Steve's talking about.
Yeah, if anybody gets that, it'll be Larry.
Larry, I've had that, and it's no fun. It's yeah. You think it'll imagine your shoulder, but it's your whole body. So, plus a fever.
Well, I wouldn't even notice that because,
Yeah.
between the shoulder and the gout and the sciatica and the fucking arthritis and the...
You're gonna have to cut that finger off before the gout spreads to the rest of your hand.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the finger's
Yeah.
gangrenous at this point.
Yeah.
Don, I know you're not really paying attention to the show this week. It's okay.
There goes his audio again.
No, I'm playing. I'm listening. There's the game's at halftime, or it was at halftime. I've been playing Red Alert.
Red Alert, yeah,
Yep.
with Adam. He's been
Oh,
coming
no,
over.
what about medical issues? What?
Are you
Who?
playing? What's the last local multiplayer video game you have played? Red Alert? Do you play with Adam or something?
No, nothing.
No.
That's like in the same room, right?
If it's
yeah.
split screen on one screen with somebody else, that's local multiplayer.
You're not going over somebody's house and playing some
No.
Madden or anything?
Or if you go to a
Nothing.
LAN party.
I played with Sophie. I guess I played some Call of Duty with Sophie.
Technically, playing on an arcade machine with somebody, that counts as local multiplayer.
Okay,
So-
then it was fucking Tekken or Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
The last local multiplayer game. Or
Yeah.
either
No,
that
you,
or- either that-
you
either that or
probably played some
bang.
Wii bowling or something with somebody.
That's
there.
yeah, that's true. I do Wii bowling with the kids a lot.
Halo 3.
Halo
That's
3.
that's the only split screen multiplayer game that I will play anymore. And I mean, I have an Xbox, but I never turn it on. I only turn it on when somebody else comes over, hangs out.
I don't really play a lot of games with people that come over. We play board games now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah,
even
hip
think
kid.
of the last one that I've played with other people. So, Doom? I think I played Doom at a party like a year ago
Kevin, are you going to get the new Doom?
or 5 years ago. I don't know. Not really interested, but if the reviews are good, maybe.
I mean, I'll get it for the single player.
There's a bunch of things I gotta play currently that's on my list. I think Wasteland 2 is the next thing I'm gonna play.
I saw a thing today where the next Titanfall is supposed to have a single player campaign and a TV series. So,
A TV series, really?
yeah, that might be cool.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Or terrible. Either way.
I think that's the last email. There's one more. To Camphofenic at videogamenews.com. Hey, Kevin in the Video Game Radio Action Team.
Camphofenique.
Oh, sorry. He didn't write it right or something. Or maybe he did. I didn't read it right. Have any of you checked out XCOM 2, which came out Friday? Jackal has. I absolutely am hooked again. I enjoyed the heck out of the first XCOM, but after hundreds of hours, it got old. I was worried XCOM 2 would be too similar, but they really improved the tactical layer while keeping the squad-based layer the same. In other words, so much fun.
What's this guy's name?
Scoop.
Say, Scoop. If XCOM 1 got old for you, once you get done with XCOM 2, install the Long War mod. That will add lots of new content and make the original XCOM feel new again. That's if you like punishing yourself and your squad and playing a much harder game but with way more content, that'll make the original XCOM feel new again. Plus, it's free.
Been thinking about this. Who would win in a fight between Brian and Donald Duck? Obviously, Brian would have an edge due to his experience with the occult, but Donald is a rough and tough sailor and kind of a dick in the early Disney cartoons. I'd be interested in hearing everyone's opinion. One of your mindless fans, Scoop. Brian would win. It's a duck. I mean, it's a cartoon duck.
Brian would use the trash can lid technique he mastered against the fucking Asian rat monkeys, and
yeah. But the duck could win because Brian might be too lazy to bother to fight.
Brian would get tired.
This is Brian we're talking about. He's not up for fighting anybody. He's a coward.
Right. That would be like if there was like a fighting game and you got to choose Brian, and then Brian would just like in the middle of the fight just like lay down. And just like go to sleep.
That's his secret move.
And you got to like tap the button to wake him up, but it's like really hard. Like you're just like.
I mean, if we're talking about like 20-year-old in a mosh pit, Brian, I think he's got a shot.
Right.
But
old Brian.
Yeah, old Brian is.
It's out. All right. Well, that's it for the show. We'll have news next week. Jackal, thanks for filling in. And,
hey, it was fun.
Valentine's Day next week.
Woo.
I bet everybody's going to be here for the show.
I'm going to be watching Deadpool.
Oh my God! All right,
it's going to be great.
VideoGameNews.com. Peace.
Bye.
It's going to take 5 minutes to shut off all the streams, so. All right. You guys have a good one.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Gonna watch the game.